put it that way. Now, you know.
That's not going to happen for either one of us.
No.
We're not, 93Q is not going to have, look at these guys. That's not going to happen.
We've speaking of fundraisers, we're talking just a second here. Wouldn't that be nice to have the 93Q beefcake calendar?
Yeah, if we had anybody around here that could be on it.
Beefcake would be more like moo. That's right. Hey, good morning, Fish.
Hey, it's good to see you, John. I'll be coming in this week. You and I will be talking about 93Q has been a supporter of the community in so many ways since our inception in 2015, where we came on and the FCC mandate was to educate and inform, and we noticed in the community there was so many nonprofits and service organizations and on and on. And there were certain things that we just felt like, how can we help? How can we really be a community station? Mm-hmm. And so we began to reach out to these elements and support them, regardless of the fundraiser, what it was for. Because sometimes it was for cancer, sometimes it was for stray dogs, whatever it was. And we just felt like there were certain elements of our community that needed to have our support and have the community begin to acknowledge and support them. We felt that way about law enforcement. We felt that way about small business.
Well, we lost a lot of public service things. Back when the edict went away from the FCC, where you didn't have to do so much in the community. There was a cable television company where you could get a lot of public service announcements and things. There was a lot of public outreach. Well, that edict went away, and so did our local programming. And that's why I think one of the reasons why we saw the need, because we weren't getting the public wasn't getting a voice. But that's not to say we're a public radio station.
No, the difference between us and public radio is radio is government supported.
And we don't drink wine.
And we don't. But that's why we're doing a fundraiser. Yeah. For 7 years, we've been helping everybody else raise funds, and we're trying to build out the station. A lot of people don't know we're a 501c3, a nonprofit, and that nobody here gets paid. And so it's a very, I actually have had people say, well, why would you do it if you don't get paid? And it's like, there was a need. We decided to fill the need. And, John, you had called very early on.
My need was my own selfish need for not going crazy.
Well, I remember meeting you. You were working for
a radio station.
What do they call that? You did
Lunch Bunch.
Lunch Bunch.
Yeah.
And so my wife had entered that, and we had won, and we got to meet you and go over to El Zarape, and my wife won your trivia contest you did, and so we were very familiar with John Black. And to be very honest, John, you were really kind of the voice of this community. So many people knew you from that. And then when you disappeared, none of us knew why. We didn't know. Well, John retired. What happened to him? But we had been on the air for about a year, and I came in and there's a message on the phone. Hi, this is John Black. Well, during the time I had met you, we were sitting there talking, and I said, there's been a time or two, John, that I've thought I could do radio. And you said to me, you ought to do it.
You ought to.
And I ended up getting invited onto a commercial radio station and loved it. It just felt comfortable to me. And so when the opportunity came up to do this, and then you showed up, and of course, Gary, everybody knows Gary from this morning. But the one they really don't know is the behind-the-scenes guy, Ken. And Ken literally built this station from the tower to the microphone. And we're very grateful for that. And
both of you did.
He also does the programming. He just does a ton of stuff around here. So we decided, well, we didn't decide. Somebody said to me, how come you guys have never done a fundraiser? And I really, to be honest, the only answer I had was, well, we don't have time to put it together. So Sapphire Marketing, Carrie Houck said, look, let me help you with this, which I appreciate. It's one more time the community Right, to kind of help.
There's a lot of organizational thing that goes into this. Getting the volunteers. Speaking of which, David Reed of Yuba Center Arts and Culture just chimed in on their Facebook saying that he's looking forward to being there.
Yeah, I got a chance to talk to David yesterday, and David Reed. You meet a lot of people that are in charge of stuff, and I start thinking about everybody that's helped us, everybody we've helped, and David Reed's one of those guys that he sees art in a very wide expanse. Yeah. He doesn't just see it as art like paintings or art like music or art like theater.
There's performance.
And so one of the things that David has done that really impressed me, because I'm a veteran, you're a veteran. He did the painting, the veteran paintings. He did the pictures of veterans, and it's one of the things here at 93Q is almost everybody here is a veteran.
Yeah.
We're all
we're used to giving
not the same branch of service, but
yeah, we do have conversations about that. You're Air Force, right?
I was Air Force. Yeah. Ken's Army. You were Navy. Yeah. And it's so anyway. We've got coming up now. All this week, people have already started giving. You can go on our Facebook and hit the donate button. You can go to our web page, and on our web page, there's a QR code, and you can just click your phone onto that, and you can give that way, and we really appreciate it. Now, remember this, we are a 501c3, so if you give to the station, it's tax deductible. You can do a one-time gift, or you can do monthly to support community radio so that we can continue to support local nonprofits, law enforcement, small business. I talked to Shar Katz a day or so ago, and Shar and Kevin have Dancing Tomato. Mm-hmm. And if you've never eaten there, do yourself a favor. It's really good. And I've got Shar's going to be coming on. David Reed will be coming on. Mayor Dave Shaw will be coming on. Don Belza from City Council in Marysville will be coming on. Tom Walters will be coming on. He does Wreaths Across America. Tom's a great guy, and he will be on to talk about local service clubs. There's so many of them and so many things we can do. We got Dr. Ravalis and Ken Hamill coming on. They have a show on the weekend right here on 93Q, a show about school. Mm-hmm. What's going on in the school. So they'll be on. I mean, I could go on and on. We have a lot of people.
Stephanie will be here. And, of course, we will be here as well throughout the day on Friday from 7 in the morning till 7 in the evening. Now, that doesn't mean you can't give now, like you said. Just go to our Facebook page, click on the Donate Now button, or go to our homepage, if you will. Yeah. And you can see my goofy new picture on there at 93qradio.com. My family loves that picture. I don't know what it is. My daughter says I look like a celebrity. Well, I can look like one.
You look like a sunburst. That was really kind of,
cool.
Yeah, so the opportunity to give is there, and we appreciate it. We appreciate our community, and we're going to continue to do what we do. We're going to expand what we're doing. We've already got 93Q TV, so you can go and watch the videos that maybe you missed one. You can go back to our archive there. So we're trying to help continue. Our goal overall is to let people know what's going on in the community, how they can get involved, like in a service club or Say Love. I haven't been able to get a hold of Jeff Stevens. I'd like to have Jeff on. We got so many people, I can't get everybody on.
I know what you mean. Well, that's coming up on Friday. We're going to have some nice prizes and stuff we're going to give away as well. And we're going to have the open house. The studio is going to be open for tours. This is all on Friday. But one thing you will not find at other radio stations, silliness like this.
It's funny. Oh, that's crazy. This whole thing's crazy.